Canadian Mortgage Weekly. Today is a super special episode. It's episode number 50, which we're really excited about. We have a lot of awesome information for everybody. My name is Sam Thompson, and of course, as always, we're joined with Joe Bladek. Joe, how are you doing today?
Hey Sam, I'm doing pretty good. Thanks very much. It is a very big episode for us today at Canadian Mortgage Weekly. I can't believe it. We're at 50 episodes, creating a lot of content this year, and it's been a fun, exciting journey. It's great to be here, and yeah, thanks, Sam. It's been good. With I don't know, it's been snowing a lot lately. I've been seeing a lot of snow plows out. It's the time of season, right? How's the snow been your way there?
Yeah, Barry's got some snowfall over the last few days. I know that there was a bit of a band that came through Monday, Tuesday, so we've got some snow that's finally here. So it definitely feels like Christmas, especially it's November 25th, so we're technically a month away from Christmas, which also feels insane that we're that close already. November
Yeah.
went by real fast, real fast.
Have you started your Christmas shopping yet?
I haven't. I think the invention of Prime 2-day shipping has made my Christmas shopping very lazy and last minute because I know, for most things we can get it in a few days. But
Yeah.
it's a good tip. I should probably, get started on on all that shopping.
Oh, for sure. Well, with all that, we still have time. I was just chatting about it with my wife and talking about how like we have all these Christmas presents to get, but I think Black Friday comes up this week, right? This weekend. So
I think
I remember
so.
back in the day, I haven't even started Christmas shopping when I was younger until after Black Friday. So
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's right. Black Friday's tomorrow, and I think that does that mean Cyber Monday is this Monday coming up?
Perhaps, yeah, I think that's what it is. And then there's Giving Tuesday after that.
Right, right. And I guess we should wish a happy Thanksgiving to any American viewers that may be watching. Maybe you've moved to Canada.
Absolutely. Happy Thanksgiving, American viewers. If you want to
Yeah,
come up and buy a house, we can help you with your mortgage.
yeah, that's right.
Excellent. Well, with that, why don't we dive into some of the mortgage topics we have on the table for today?
Hmm.
Yeah, and with that, specifically, Sam and I wanted to talk to you all about some specific metrics that we're going to start covering here on Canadian Mortgage Weekly. And one of those items, and it's been proven to show that it's been a very good metric to follow, and that's the bond yield.
Mm.
And as you know, Sam, we've been following the bond yield here on Canadian Mortgage Weekly. We actually reported it a few months ago that because we saw it increasing, we could possibly see fixed rates rising, and we've
Yeah.
seen that actually trending upwards, haven't we?
Yeah, we've been looking, I feel like almost most weeks when we do Canadian Mortgage Weekly, we have a look at where the bond yield is at. And like you're saying, we see that, kind of correlation with the fixed rate. And I think we were looking, it was mid-October, we had predicted or quoted that, we were expecting rates to rise. And yeah, like you're saying, over the last few weeks, that's exactly what we've been able to see.
Yeah, fixed rates have been rising, and unfortunately, the bond yield is trending upwards, which does mean that we could see fixed rates rising for the next
Mm.
little while. We have seen the bond yield hit a high, like it's at a 1 year high right now. And if we look at the last 2 years, it's actually, I think, looking at the last 2 years, it's hitting the same highs as the pre-pandemic levels,
Mm.
which is really neat to see that our financial system is back to pre-pandemic levels. Although we still have a pandemic, but
Yeah.
yeah. But with that news, though, it's sparking a lot of folks to that are on the fence with the rates going up to actually refinance or do a purchase now rather than later. So we can lock in those rates before they continue to go up higher.
Absolutely, yeah. And even, I find I'm like a broken record sometimes talking about pre-approvals, but when the
Yes.
pre-approval comes with a rate hold, it's a great time, even if you're, looking more seriously in the spring. Getting a pre-approval now can carry you with that rate hold over the winter months, and have that guaranteed rate for when you seriously start shopping in the spring.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Mhm.
Another metric we wanted to start covering here on Canadian Mortgage Weekly on a regular basis is the CDOR rate. And Sam and I have been doing some investigating into what the CDOR rate is. And it's a really good indication as to where variable mortgages are at and where they are trending, and if it's a good time to actually jump into a variable or not a good time to jump into a variable. And with that, we wanted to just quickly overview the CDOR rate with you. And what we're looking for is the CDOR rate. Most recent rate as of yesterday was 0.4375%. And we're looking to look at the variance to prime, which is 2.45%. And that variance is 2.0125%. So when that variance is actually above 2%, it means it's a great time to take a variable rate mortgage. And Sam, we've been seeing that all over the place. Like a third of the Canadians right now, I think, are taking variable rate mortgages.
Yeah, exactly. Like looking at even the variance between where the fixed rate is at versus the variable rate, we're seeing that a majority of Canadians, typically I find there was always a discussion or at least a debate on, variable versus fixed, variable time, like time over time should save you money. But again, some buyers don't like that there's no security, that it's locked in for your 5 years. But I think we're seeing that the variance between fixed and variable has been enough to sway people who weren't sure which side of the rate fence, if you will, they sat on, and they're going with the variable rate.
Yeah, good point. And with that, we've been noticing that recently the CDOR rate, it did the variance was the highest just a few weeks ago, and it started to trend down again for the first time since it's been trending up, which means that the variable discounts could actually slowly be brought back by the banks, which means the variable rates could go back up by the banks before the actual Bank of Canada raises its rates on the variable side. Now, what that means is it only affects those taking new variable rate mortgages. It's not affecting anyone that has an existing mortgage that is a variable rate, because those rates would change by the Bank of Canada. But if you're looking to not lock in, but take a variable rate mortgage, it's better to do that sooner rather than later at this point by the data we are seeing.
Yeah, that's a great point, because I know that, I don't know if it was last week or the week before, we had covered that some banks like RBC had started to increase their variable rate, ahead of the schedule that we had seen originally proposed by the Bank of Canada. So again, like you're saying, it's a great time to, again, not lock in, but to get into a variable rate.
Great point, Sam. Awesome. So just before we get into the next topic, we just wanted to remind everyone that the next rate announcement by the Bank of Canada is December the 8th, which is less than 2 weeks away. So we'll have a special episode of Canadian Mortgage Weekly covering that rate announcement. Now, Sam, there's a very small chance that the rates will be going up this rate announcement from our data. According to mortgagedashboard.ca, they are reporting a 26% likely chance of a increase in rates.
Right.
But as for what we've seen, I don't think we're going to see rates really increase by the Bank of Canada until spring 2022, from what you and I have seen, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, with sort of the increase in some banks raising their variable rate, you can see where maybe you think that it might start to rise, but again, going from, I think, every rate announcement so far this year, they've kept it the same, and I think the last rate announcement said they were, the economy was progressing well. But again, they relatively held to their timeline of it being in the spring of 2022 when they expect to start increasing that overnight rate.
Exactly. All right. So we'll keep an eye on that. Sam and I will keep you all posted on Canadian Mortgage Weekly as what happens with the variable rates and prime rate and all that as we get closer to the spring of 2022 timeline that we're all looking at here.
Mhm.
But with that, another metric that hopefully you all are interested in is the national house price in Canada. I know that I follow this, and Sam, we see this rising on a daily basis.
That's right. It seems to be just on the up and up, and it's been interesting to track actually since the start of the pandemic, which I think, I heard from, some family members that, the bubble's gonna pop, the market's gonna crash. So it's been interesting to track it over the pandemic, where we've been seeing very almost extreme fluctuations in house price. But yeah, I think tracking, month over month, it has more or less been on the rise for the last while.
It has been more or less on the rise. We did see a little dip in July, like the summer, July, August there, where the national house price average did dip slightly.
Mhm.
But we have seen that national house price climb back up to the highest levels that we've seen yet. I think it's 717,000 what we're looking at this morning there, Sam.
Yeah, I believe so.
And with that, we wanted to just give you an idea what the income you would need to afford a average home in Canada, and that works out to $125,000 as a family income, which if there's two people earning an income in a home, it could be split 62,500 each. And then based on that, that would afford you a home at 5% down in Canada these days.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's also, it's good to note that that's based on a 5% down payment. So if you have, increase of funds, there's there's wiggle room, and there's ways that we can work with that. But that's quite a substantial household income when you look at, especially most first-time buyers, they have a bit more of a modest entry-level household income. So it's an interesting figure to note.
It is, and I think it's an interesting figure in that we have been seeing a lot of co-signers, temporary co-signers, or shared ownership models evolve because of that metric, right? As first-time home buyers get into the market, maybe they can't do it on their own, so they do it with a co-signer for a few years, and then the co-signer is removed.
Yeah.
But anyway, so with that all behind us, I wanted just to take a moment and celebrate 11 years in the mortgage industry today. As you know, Sam, I'm really excited that I'm in the mortgage industry. I really love mortgages. I love talking about them. I love helping people with their mortgage. And I wanted to take this moment and share with all the viewers out there some photos from the time over the last 11 years, and just talk about them so you can get to know a little bit about me and how I started in the industry, and how Sam and Terry Lynn, which we don't see on the videos, are all in this together here. So with that, I'll just share my screen here with the first photo. And this is going to be really funny because you're going to see a headshot, my first headshot that I started this industry with. So let's just look at this here. So we got my headshot here, which is kind of interesting. I mean, I was trying to have some facial hair.
Nice.
This is a really interesting photo. It's a photo. I mean, we're looking at average house prices of 700 plus thousand right now. But looking at this specific photo, I wanted to share with you all that this is a mortgage I was pricing out for a client back in 2011. The rates are around 3.9, and you could still buy a home with 5% down with 30-year amortization. And the mortgages were around $200,000, which kept the mortgage payment below $1,000 per month.
That's crazy to see, because even, we just looked at the the house price average of 700. So that mortgage payment's almost a bi-weekly payment now at a lower rate, because the mortgage amount's so much higher.
Exactly. Exactly. It's crazy. But it's interesting to see how things can change. And then we have here just a picture of me at a trade show. I think this was in 2013. And then we have here a picture of an office that I moved into in 2014. That was in Barrie. Here's one of my business cards with that first headshot on it. And I was really proud of myself because I got the accredited mortgage professional designation. And that was kind of really neat.
Yeah.
Then I got my new banner stand, which was a really awesome time and very nicely designed.
Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah. So I was really excited about that. I think this was in 2017.
Okay.
Just looking back. This is me with a mortgage t-shirt somewhere in front of some water, which I'm really excited about that shirt. I still have it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I get a lot of questions wearing that shirt about mortgage. So this is back when I was running lunch and learns at like in seminars and stuff like that. This particular one was at Williams Coffee Pub in Barrie, Ontario. I miss doing stuff like that. I wonder if they still have the room there.
I think they do, yeah.
Different business card there compared to the other one. This was at another trade show, not a trade show, a seminar. I can't remember where, but you can see the banner stand I have in the background. Some more pictures of me at seminars doing things. I think this one was in Peterborough, perhaps, but I'm not quite sure.
Okay.
And then we got an award here. This was 2018, and we got my lovely wife, Melissa, there. Really excited with me. I think I had just gotten home with that award.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And then we got Sam and Terry Lynn there, who have been great. Sam is a mortgage agent. I guess I can introduce you now, Sam, a little bit. Sam's from Ottawa originally. Moved to Barrie in 2020, about a year and 3/4 ago, and has been with Mega Mortgage now for a year and 3/4. As a mortgage agent, Sam, you really help out, and you've been a great part of my team as well. And then we have Terry Lynn. She's also a mortgage agent and has been in the mortgage industry for 7 years, but in real estate industry for many, many years before that. And she's also a instrumental part of the team at Mega Mortgage as well. So really glad to have them, Sam and Terry Lynn, working together. As you see, this is a picture taken in 2020 in front of the Barrie condos. We're all spaced apart due to COVID. A little bit about Terry Lynn, and then Sam, and then just with that, wanted to thank all of my clients and everyone that works with us for our just trusting us with your mortgage and with watching our show and supporting us at Canadian Mortgage Weekly. It's been some highlights I wanted to just share is that over the last 11 years, we did move into an office in 2014. We moved offices in 2019. But then, as you remember, Sam, when you had joined Mega Mortgage, it was shortly after that we went all virtual.
That's right.
So it's been virtual since then, and that's been actually a very like a blessing in disguise because it's made the mortgage process a lot more simple for our clients and easy, and it's also brought a lot of safety to the experience for our clients as well. As much as I do miss the in-person aspect of it.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Sam, thanks for joining me today on episode 50 for Canadian Mortgage Weekly. It was a pretty good one.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Again, congratulations on 11 years. I'm sure you've seen lots of changes in the industry from when you started, and again, it just goes to show for anyone watching just the amount of knowledge that Joe has in the industry. And you saw his his mortgage t-shirt for when he's, off the clock. So you know that he actually cares about mortgages. So again, thanks for having me on the show this morning, Joe. It's great to be a part of Canadian Mortgage Weekly and a part of the team.
Thanks, Sam. Appreciate that. And for all our viewers, if you have any suggestions for any future episode topics, stuff that you would like us to cover, or just suggestions for the show in general, comment below or send us a private message. And for those who follow us, do follow, like, and comment and share to help get the word out for Canadian Mortgage Weekly, Canada's video weekly news mortgage podcast. I think I said that right. Anyway, hope you guys all have a great day, and we'll talk.